Good morning. We are, of course, looking at the east coast of the U.S. Well, now we're looking at a little more than that. They call this the Midwest, but it's actually still in the east. And we go past the Mississippi River. Actually, looks like we get over to Colorado and Wyoming. What's this look like here? Doesn't say. But the flight today in Darkstar, just a little change of pace. Get up into the thin air. We leave from Newark and we're going into Miami, so we're going to shoot down the East Coast. Let's crank it up here. There's no autopilot on this. Now we missed the TBM 930, so there it is. I don't know where it is, but it's heading in a southerly direction is my guess, because of the sun. If we are in the northern hemisphere. So let's see what happens.
Newark Tower Experimental Alpha Sierra Delta Kilo Sierra at runway 22 right, ready for departure south departure.
Yeah, and
Experimental Alpha Sierra Delta Kilo Sierra Wingcom departure to the south approved. Cleared for takeoff runway 22 right.
So this is an interesting aircraft that was in Tom Cruise, the last Top Gun movie, and at the beginning they didn't want him to fly it. They didn't want him to go Mach 10. This thing gets up close to Mach 10. I'm going to be satisfied with Mach 9 plus because it's really moving out, 5,000 miles per hour. And it takes a little bit of work to get up there because it has two engines. It's got turbojets, which have afterburners, and that'll get it up to Mach 3, and then from Mach 3 up to Mach 9, it has a scramjet, which is a different sort of animal that slows the air intake down, so it won't blow out the flame in here, and somehow accelerates into the Mach. Now, this has not, maybe it's happened on a small scale, but certainly not with a pilot in it. And Mach 5 is about the closest thing. The Blackbird, the SR-71, went Mach 3, which was 2,000 miles an hour, and of course this gets up to 5,000. So you can cover distances quite quickly. So here we go, and we're going to head 210. So we're already heading in the direction of Miami. We'll get outside, look outside, and so we got to get here. We got to put it on hold because we got to get some issues handled here. We're going to put the throttles up. Well, we'll do that last. We got to remember to turn on the scramjets, so they'll fire up when they get to the right speed. These two things have to be turned on, and then we come down here. We go to full power, and then we click each of these to get the afterburners on. Then we go back outside and click that, so we are off and running. Why the engines don't go to afterburner when you put in full power, I don't understand that. And that didn't break the ground because I had the brakes on.
Experimental Delta Kilo Sierra continue for south departure.
So we'll just
Experimental Delta Kilo Sierra leaving my airspace frequency change approved.
And we'll go ahead. Now they're not talking about contact.
Newark Tower Experimental Alpha Sierra Delta Kilo Sierra frequency change
So we're heading south, southwest, and that's the New Jersey Turnpike under us. Forget what this bay is out here. Looking out here to Staten Island, and then the Jersey Shore heads south. Have very many fond memories on the Jersey Shore. And let's get this baby. We need to get up to Mach. I can see a problem. We've got the when I put on the spoilers, not the spoilers, but the air brakes. See the tail splay out. See it splay back in. So that was keeping my airspeed down. So that was the first problem. Because normally when you take this thing off and you got full power with afterburners, it gets right up to the speed of sound. And it wasn't doing that. Now we're getting down to New Jersey. I don't know where the Garden State Parkway is, but this could be the Garden State Parkway heading south toward the Jersey Shore. And we'll look inland toward the sun. Not very interesting, looks hazy. We'll look out toward and see the moon coming up. Okay, we're getting through the sound barrier. I think I've landed at Monmouth Executive Airport. I think I've landed over there. And Bayhead, I believe, is going to be right down in here. It's not very far from Monmouth. Okay, there we go through the sound barrier. And we'll continue to speed up. And when we get up to about 30 to 40,000 feet, it will transition into the turbojets will shut down and the scramjets will kick in here. It just does that automatically. Anyway, I can see the course going to the right, and we'll get behind here. Yeah, we'll stay out to the side, and we'll come back around. I like to fly down the coastline. I get to recognize things on the coast that inland I don't, I wouldn't recognize. Looking at the East Coast. And we got to put this on hold. I'm getting a call. Sorry about that. We'll go ahead and get it off of. And we're coming back around. Still on the Jersey coast. There we go. The scramjets just kicked in. Scramjets just kicked in. And we got to get up in altitude. And it'll smooth out as we get up higher. And we want to see the Chesapeake. Whether that's the Chesapeake, I think it might be. And let's see what altitude. We're at 69,000 feet. We'll get up to 100,000 feet, and that's where we'll get up to Mach 9. Right now we're Mach 7. We're starting to get the glow. We can change the time of day, so it's dark out, and we will see. That's probably Norfolk, Virginia, right there. There's the moon. And we're sort of zigzagging as we're heading south. And we've gotten up to 170,000 feet. Normally I hang around 100,000 feet, but this is all right. You can definitely see the curvature of the Earth. I think this is Norfolk, Virginia, right there. Spent a little time in the Navy down there. And we'll get this on. And we can stick pretty much to the shoreline. We'll look back up toward the Maryland and what that looks like, and then we'll get back behind here. We'll go ahead and bring up the daylight, and we want it earlier in the morning. There we go. So we can. There. Getting back on course here. And we're getting our altitude back down to 100,000 feet. We're at Mach 9. And I'm going to put the sun over in the west. And that doesn't do it. Sort of straighten it out here, and we'll get there. We go. Now we're down to 90,000. Again, this does not have an autopilot, so you have to kind of bear with me with the ups and downs. And we can look inside here, and we can see we got 500 to Miami. We got 534 nautical miles to Miami. We're going to go out offshore, and let's see, we're down to 87,000. We've been up to 150,000. Now we're down to 80. Almost 90,000 feet. 100,000 this thing will kick along at Mach 9. And that really for this, we don't have passengers that we're making uncomfortable. We're basically trying to keep it close to on course, and we'll keep it here. I need to move the sun again because I want to look back at the coastline. And we get the sun earlier in the day. Right there. That should do it. There we go. And now we're back at 100,000 feet. We'll try to hold it level here. And when we get close to Miami, we're going to have to go to the west to come around and land back to the east. And let's see here. We're back at 120,000 feet. Bring that down a little bit. And we're going to do from New York to Miami in about 15 minutes, which is really zipping. We're at Mach 9.4. And we'll check our distance. Should be down to about 200, 300. When we get down back down to about 200, we will start descending for landing at Miami. Now we're a little bit far off the coast. It's coming back in, and we're getting down close to Florida. Going pretty good. Mach 9.7. And we'll keep it in a little bank to the left so we get as the coastline comes out to meet us, we'll be working right down toward Miami. Mach 9.89, Mach 9.9. We're really ripping. We can see the inland waterway along here. If it's rough out in the ocean, you just come into the inland if you're going north and south in your boat. So this is up near Orlando, I believe. And we're coming around. We should be looking at Miami. Let's see here. 134, so we can come back on the power. Start dropping down. Let's see here. 105 nautical miles. That should keep us right on course. How's our altitude? 100,000 feet. I think Miami's going to be right over there. 3. Let's bring in our little chart, see how that looks here. Okay, now we're gonna have to make a sharp left turn to get over to Miami. We're on the west coast. Everglades. Bring it around to head to the east. And now we'll put the sun in the west, so it's not in our eyes. Kick on the afterburners. Come right a little bit, possibly follow this road, which could be the Tamiami Trail going across the Everglades. Go. I'm starting to see signs of the ocean out there. Now we're going to have to slow it down. 50 nautical miles. Get it down to 20. There we go. Put out the air brakes. And we should be seeing Miami here pretty quick. Don't quite see the airport yet, but and I'm guessing that this is the Tamiami Trail that goes over to Sarasota. I think I see the airport right there. doing good. 3,000 feet. We got to remember to keep the airspeed up to 200. Yeah, that sure looks like an airport to me. We'll land on the extreme right runway. Get our speed brakes back in the neutral position. Put the wheels down, there are no flaps. And here we are, Miami International. And we'll bring it over in here. There we go, right there. There we go. And then we got to go inside and recall how to shut this down. There we go. And here we are right at Miami Airport. We're at 0.022 nautical miles. So we got to our destination. Here it is over here. So we had to go out to the west coast to get lined up. And that's the story. Still haven't figured out how to open the hatch, but it looks like I need a wrench in order to do that. So you need to somehow climb under the seat to get out of here. I don't see anybody with their nose poked up against the. We'll go back outside. There we go. There's our TBM. And there we are, Miami, Florida. Thanks for riding along. Hope you enjoyed the quick shot down the East Coast. Thanks for tuning in. Bye bye.